So you want to get into sim racing, but you don't know where to start. Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get into this hobby without breaking the bank. As a broke college student, I feel like I'm more than qualified to speak on this subject. So if you do find my advice helpful, consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. All right, to get started, let's talk about the main components you need for a sim racing setup, which is your wheel and your pedals. Alright, so on my setup, I currently run a Logitech G920 steering wheel with a pair of Fanatec CSL pedals. So this was a good combo maybe 4 years ago, but a lot of manufacturers now are selling direct drive wheelbases at a budget-friendly price, and that's where I would start. Some examples of this would be the Ready to Race McLaren bundle from Fanatec, as well as the R3 Racing bundle from Moza. So now that we talked about the wheel and pedal setup, we kind of need something to put everything together. So my advice for this would just be to use an office desk. A lot of these wheelbases come with clamps that allow you to mount the wheel to the desk, and as long as you have a few textbooks behind your office chair, you should be good to go. But if you are kind of desperate to be in that racing position, then I recommend just building your own cockpit like I did. Alright, I'm going to give you guys kind of a little bit of a setup tour. As you can see, built my own cockpit out of wood. Peep the gaming chair that's ripped. Oh, that is not comfortable. I got this idea from this one YouTuber named Kametrick. I'll put a link to his video in the description below. He gives a kind of a nice tutorial on how to build your own sim racing cockpit out of wood. All right, then moving on. This is my PC. It's really nothing special. I'll put the specs in the description below, but you really don't need something crazy to handle iRacing, but there are some sim titles that are gonna require a beefy computer, so just keep that in mind. And then lastly, just the 75 hertz monitor I got. It is curved, which is kind of nice for sim racing. I feel a little bit more immersive. So yeah, as you can see, you really don't need something crazy to start sim racing. And if you are a little handy, you can save a bunch of money by just making your own cockpit. Now this thing is definitely not the most sturdy cockpit in the world and definitely not the most comfortable, but it works. And that's really all we're going for when we're starting out with sim racing. So now after that, you have your basic sim setup and you're ready to start playing some games. If you have a PC, you're going to have a lot more flexibility with what you can play, but if you are using a console, there is still a number of sim titles that are still really good and will give you some good experience moving forward. So I'm just going to say, hypothetically, you do have a PC for this. My recommendation to start off with sim racing would be Assetto Corsa. Now the base game is pretty good, but there's a huge modding community that makes the experience 10 times better. So if you're not really interested in Assetto Corsa and you kind of just want to jump into the deep end of sim racing and really get into it, then iRacing might be for you, but there is a certain way to do it without breaking the bank. Now, iRacing, unlike a lot of the sim racing titles, is a subscription-based platform that requires you to buy cars and tracks. So the one good thing about iRacing is that most of your rookie class cars and tracks are free to use from just paying for the subscription. So my advice, if you are trying to get into iRacing, is to try every rookie series you can and just find the series that you enjoy the most. So for instance, let's say you really like Formula Car racing and you want to drive in the IndyCar series later down the line. So what I would do is make a roadmap of every series you need to get into in order to get to IndyCar. This way you have a strategy going into it, so you're not just buying random tracks that you use once and never again, which will save you a lot of money down the line. And just the last thing I want to talk about is improving your setup over time. As you get further and further into sim racing, you're going to find stuff that you'd like improving with your setup. So my advice there would just be to make a list of things that you would like improving on your setup. So let's say, for instance, your brake is too soft and you like to upgrade that. What a lot of these manufacturers have are upgrade kits that you can actually apply to your baseline setup, and over time it can improve your setup into something perfect for your driving style, which will definitely make you a better sim racer. Other than that, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you do have any more questions about getting into sim racing, you can ask me some questions down in the comments below. I'll do my best to respond to all of them. I know this video was a little different from what I usually do, but I hope this helps you guys, and I hope I can help more people get into sim racing. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Bye.